it's difficult. It's not easy to manage that. But again, it's a good problem to have, to be honest. Let's just imagine if there's a lack of people coming, or that stands are empty. That's a bigger problem. I mean, this is great.
Novak Djokovic has finally spoken out about what happened with Alex Eala at the Australian Open, and he didn't sugarcoat a single thing. The silence is over, and what he said has sparked serious conversation across the tennis world. Alex Eala, the remarkable young tennis star from the Philippines and a source of national pride, was eliminated in the first round of the Australian Open. But according to Djokovic and many people who closely follow the sport, her loss wasn't just about how she played that day. There's more to the story, a lot more. The way the WTA handled her match scheduling and court placement played a major role, and Novak Djokovic is openly criticizing them for it. Alex Eala didn't enter the Australian Open quietly or without expectations. She came in carrying hope, pressure, and history. She isn't just another competitor in the draw. She is widely recognized as the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. That's not exaggeration, that's reality. She has shattered limits, opened doors, and placed Filipino tennis on the world stage in a way no one before her ever had. A player with that impact deserves respect. She deserves equal treatment. She deserves the same chances given to players at her level. So what actually happened? Despite her achievements and growing global recognition, Alex Eala was assigned to play on a smaller court, a court that simply didn't match her status, her talent, or the importance of her presence in the tournament. She could have and should have been scheduled on a larger, more prominent court, and Novak Djokovic noticed. He didn't just observe it quietly, he addressed it directly and made it clear that this was a failure in management by the WTA. According to Djokovic, Alex Eala is the finest tennis player the Philippines has ever seen, and she deserves genuine respect. But the WTA, in his view, failed to give her that. The treatment wasn't equal, it wasn't fair, and that lack of proper consideration may have played a role in her early exit from the tournament. Some people might brush this off and say, it's just a court. How much can that really affect a match? The truth is, it affects everything. Court size, crowd energy, lighting, surface feel, and overall atmosphere all influence how a player performs. These things matter even more at a Grand Slam, where pressure is at its highest and every detail counts. What makes this situation even more concerning is that this wasn't a one-time issue. It's part of a larger pattern of questionable decisions that Alex Eala has faced throughout her time competing in the WTA. If you followed her journey, you already know what this looks like. Let's rewind to one of the most shocking moments during the Australian Open qualifiers. Eala was deep into a crucial rally in the first set. She struck a shot that was clearly in, no debate. The mark was visible, the ball path was obvious. Everyone in the stadium saw it. By every standard, that point belonged to her. And then the call came, out.
So things like that happen. I mean, it's you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule, and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's Alex Eala. That's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country. And
that alone would have been bad enough. But what happened next made things even worse. Instead of awarding the point, even incorrectly, the officials chose to replay the entire point. Anyone who understands tennis knows this is not how things are normally handled. You don't replay a point just because officials are unsure. A call has to be made, in or out. End of story. But for Alex Eala, the usual rules didn't seem to apply. What stands out here is how she responded. Alex didn't lose her composure. She approached the chair umpire calmly, but with strength and certainty. And she said, "I know what you're doing." There was confidence in her voice. There was resolve in her posture. She wasn't scared. She wasn't backing down. She understood exactly what was happening, and she made sure they knew she saw it too. Despite all of that, the odd decisions, the questionable calls, and the clear attempts to disrupt her focus, Alex Eala still won that match. She stayed mentally locked in. She pushed forward, and she went on to reach the finals of the Australian Open qualifiers. That level of composure and mental strength is rare. But unfortunately, the story doesn't stop there. Let's talk about her match against Iga Swiatek. For those who may not follow tennis closely, Iga Swiatek is one of the best players in the world, a multiple Grand Slam champion, a former world #1, a dominant force on the court. For a young player like Alex Eala to even compete at that level is impressive on its own. But she wasn't just hanging in there, she was playing outstanding tennis. She matched Swiatek shot for shot. She stayed aggressive, she kept her composure. Momentum was building, and it was starting to feel like a massive upset could be on the horizon. And then, out of nowhere, a referee confronted her about items in her backpack. Yes, right in the middle of the match, right when she was gaining confidence and rhythm. But what made it worse was how it was handled. This wasn't a quiet conversation. The official made the announcement loudly enough for the entire stadium to hear. The message sent to the crowd was clear. She was being portrayed as someone breaking the rules. It was humiliating. Thousands in the stands heard it. Millions watching around the world saw it unfold in real time.
Alex a little bit annoyed now. That's the second time that has happened with that same linesman.
Let's see if they're going to make a change.
Now imagine what that does to a player mentally. You're fully locked in, you're competing against one of the best players on the planet, you're holding your ground, and suddenly you're publicly embarrassed over something minor and unnecessary. It's a clear attempt to disrupt focus, shake confidence, and pull a player out of the zone at the worst possible moment. This kind of mental interference has no place in professional sports, none at all. That's exactly why Novak Djokovic's comments matter so much. He isn't just sharing an opinion from the sidelines, he's one of the greatest tennis players of all time. He has won 24 Grand Slam titles. He has spent nearly 2 decades competing at the highest level. He understands pressure, he understands fairness, and he knows the difference between proper management and clear bias. When someone with that level of experience speaks up, people should pay attention, because what he's saying makes sense. Alex Eala deserves better. She deserves equal treatment. She deserves respect. The WTA needs to seriously evaluate how situations like this are being handled. Court assignments should be fair and meaningful. Officiating must be consistent, and young players from smaller tennis nations like the Philippines should not have to battle unfair treatment on top of facing elite opponents. So what do you think? Do you agree with Novak Djokovic that the WTA has mishandled Alex Eala's situation? Have you noticed this pattern of questionable decisions affecting her matches? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it, and let's show support for Alex Eala. She has already overcome so much. She continues to rise. She has the skill, she has the mental strength, and now she has voices like Novak Djokovic standing up for her. If you enjoyed this video and want more tennis coverage and discussions around important issues like this, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with fellow tennis fans, and help spread awareness about what's really happening in the sport we all care about. Until next time, keep pushing for fairness in tennis, and I'll see you in the next video.